Yo, I want to chill right now.
You're disrespecting me in a public forum right now. You realize that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I want that to be the goal of the podcast, for somebody to let go of their worries in the world and listen to us.
This is my new look, Daddy David. Daddy David.
Born to procreate. Born to procreate. Yeah, that better make it in the intro.
Nah, probably not.
Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to episode 77 of the Unboxing Life podcast. Today on Music Box, we will be reviewing Cash Cash's album, Say It Like You Feel It, just released only a month and a half ago in mid-May. Trevor's making some noise over there. I'll introduce him first. He has named himself something in the Zoom that I will not say out of spite.
Yes, my lord, I am trash. I'm very happy to be here.
Right.
I have been very excited to review this album, and I have also stolen my name from Mr. Alex Osborne, so his last name. I'm flagging that.
I don't give a frick.
All right. Well, the man
My
who
name's
doesn't give
Osborne.
the man who doesn't give a frick over there. That's Alex, as we said, aka Alma Amo. Good pun. I like to see it.
You already know. I'm here. I'm chilling. I too am very excited. And Trevor did steal my pun, so frick off.
I gave credit where credit was due.
Yeah, it's true.
And of course, we got my man David. We're not talking about the game. We're talking about practice.
Hey, shout out everybody. I'm back. What's up?
Yes, sir.
And we're here. I'm
The
hyped
return.
to talk about it too.
The reunion part 2.
Absolutely.
Part two.
And I personally, my name is Cameron, and I have the feels for Say It Like You Feel It. It is a delightful
Filthy.
album to me. But
I
we
agree
may
with that.
have, spoiled by the Zoom names over there, especially Trevor. We
Sorry,
have
bud.
some dissenting opinions, so we will get into it for sure. But
I wear
before
my
we
heart
do
on my
that,
sleeve.
we're gonna do traditions. So
Ooh.
let us start off with the
I wanna go
track
last.
of the episode.
I want to go
Okay.
last, if that's possible.
It's not
Alrighty.
possible. Nah, go ahead.
Dang. I was thinking of what freaking EDM to throw out here because I'm not the biggest consumer of this genre for sure.
Unfortunately.
So this is, I guess this is dance music and it is electronic, so hopefully it falls into it.
Okay.
Genesis by Justice. Great freaking driving electronic beat. 2007. Pretty, from what I understand, a pretty influential EDM act, but don't know too much of their catalog, but I love this one.
Like
Great group.
Justice?
Yeah, the group's called Justice, and it's
Never heard of him.
I think they're like, I don't want to get my facts wrong, but anyway, yeah, great track. Throw it on for freaking gaming hours or whatever the frick, driving. Great, yeah, that's great, really.
They're also a French electronic music duo.
Ah, okay, I was gonna say
There
that.
you go.
but Nice.
Mm.
Yeah,
Alright.
punk part
Paris,
too,
France.
sure. Yeah. There you
Cool.
go.
I'm super gonna look into that.
It's a good one.
Great.
There you go.
All right. I will take the next spot with the fact of the episode. Today's fact is Cash related because it's about getting that money any way you can. The fact is that Elvis Presley's manager came up with an executed idea to sell, quote, "I hate Elvis" badges as a way to make money from the people who disliked Elvis and were therefore not purchasing any of his merchandise or music. So it's like Democrats selling Trump 2024 flags and stuff like that is pretty genius if you ask me. So I like that.
So, dang, people bought the officially licensed.
Yeah,
hate
that's
Elvis.
really ass backwards.
That's hilarious.
They really didn't have the internet back then, so they couldn't really see.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he's getting
That's
that
genius
cash.
at the time for sure. You definitely getting that trash.
It's like the ultimate version of, people leaving the dislike, but you're still leaving a view. That's taking that to the extreme for sure.
Yeah.
Dang.
The extreme. Yes.
Not only are you leaving a view, but you're watching the 2 ads.
Still got the click through. Still
The
got that
2,
ad,
3,
that
4 ads, however much it was.
Google AdSense coming through. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
You're buying the product. You're doing all sorts of things.
What's that, Kanye? If you can market the product with the Gaga quote. Anyway, we're gonna move on. The Polaroid.
What the fuck?
know about cameras?
What the fuck Gaga know about cameras? Yeah. Anyway, let's on to something that's actually funny, I hope. Alex, what are we feeling?
True. Well, I'll tell you what I'm feeling. In my times of telling jokes on the podcast, I don't think I've told the knock knock joke.
I don't think you have, actually.
I don't think I have, but
I
this one
wonder.
is from my.
It might have been the first one you ever did. I don't know.
It feels like you can't have not, but we'll see. I don't know.
Well, this one's for the boy, Cameron. So I need you to answer. Knock knock.
Who's there?
Cash.
Cash who?
Cash me outside.
You're nuts.
Got him.
Davis ain't got him.
Yeah, the funny thing is I don't get it.
I thought you would have just said D's nuts, but that's good. Cash your nuts.
Cashew.
Oh, I just got it too. I
I don't know.
I thought it was just catch your nuts, man. Like got him.
Yeah, I thought it was a D's nuts joke.
No,
Yeah.
It's a
cashew.
double.
Cashew.
You're nuts.
Cashew.
You know,
Nuts.
that's
Okay.
that's too layered for my small brain, I guess.
Silly macadamia.
No, that's the greatest thing.
It's
Davis
going-
got him like he.
Oh man.
We
Alex-
just have too many fucking references, bro.
Thanks for
So-
the hype, David.
A macadamia type beat.
I got you. That joke definitely went freaking macadamia, like Trevor was saying.
Yeah,
That's
my
for
hero, Macadamia.
That show was nuts, bro.
Jesus.
All right. Let's bring ourselves back down to earth with whatever
Jesus.
Trevor has to close us out and bring us into the episode one way or another.
Oh, I got my favorite track pulled up, brother. My favorite track on here.
We'll
Out
see
of
if
18
that's
tracks that
facetious
my-
or not.
this is my favorite one, and it's called "Belong," and it's featuring Dashboard Confessional, and it's the second verse, and it's the first two lines. Right, this is what I look forward to when I hear this album. And it goes, "Reach out and take my hand. We got the radio bumping jams."
I was hoping. It's funny because that totally stood out to me too, and I. Yeah.
Dude, it is so cringe, man. I'm sorry, bro. That's
It's-
the most like whitewashed rock-esque line I've ever heard in my life.
It was the
Got
lyrics are
radio
the
bumping jams. Like you don't
No,
even pronounce
it-
the P.
it goes on because it's like, you know, we don't gotta follow anyone's demands. We got nowhere to be on time. Like it's the cheesiest fucking thing on the planet. I completely agree. It is like, yeah, whitewash is a word for it. I don't know, very generic, very like
Wait! Don't review the whole album.
lyrics. But
Oh God.
I'm not
Sheesh.
reviewing the whole album. I'm reviewing that one song, "You Bitch."
Get him, Cameron.
Damn.
Get him. Get his
I'm gonna
ass.
be a Mitch the whole episode. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
This is
yeah.
a minute, bro.
I
I'm
told
so hyped.
I told Trevor I might pull out the C word on him, but I'm not going to because this is, you know, R-rated, not X-rated. We're still 18 plus, but not, you know, not trying
Right,
to
yeah,
rustle any
19 plus.
feathers with some serious words there. The Australians will call me pussy, but
Yeah, that is true. If,
You
for anyone who doesn't know, Cameron is bringing this album to us. One of his first, like, you know, full on. Y'all haven't heard this basically at all. I've heard this a
Yes.
frick ton of times. You know, let's do it. So recommendation from Cameron, first time basically for us.
yes, and
So-
my story with Cash Cash, which I told on the top 10 albums all time, is that they're one of the few bands I've actually seen, and bands I use loosely, in concert, because I saw them when I was for homecoming at Miami, them paired with ASAP Ferg, so it was quite a good show, and I enjoyed it a lot. So yeah, one of the few bands I've seen one of the few music groups I've seen in person, and I rated their last album highly, and I like this one better. So
Wow.
yeah,
Dope.
that's what I
Let's
got.
Get into the review.
Where do we want
What
to
do we
jump in,
think?
boys? I mean, the opener is a pretty solid tone setter. It is like same as we talked about earlier, very generic. I think the album as a whole is it's like I was thinking about it, and I think what I like about it is what Trevor dislikes about it is the overall vast simplicity and ease with which like I can listen to it and just not think anything and just have it be there and wash over me and like be pleasant. And it's not doing anything crazy. The Trevor likes the harder drops, the one that makes you make the stank face. This is a much more like poppy, like light
like chill drops, too.
radio type drops. So you know, it's light, it's airy, it's very fun to me, and I like it a lot. But maybe you guys dislike it for the same reason or different reasons, or I'm talking out of my ass. Who knows? Tell me what I need to hear.
Give me what you feel. Say it like you feel it.
All right. I'll say it like I feel it. I'm listening to this album, and I'm as coming from somebody who's attempted to make music before. I hear it with the ear that can respect the production quality that goes into something like this, and then I sit here and say, it'd be cool if I got to this level of production where I had this type of sound, not type of sound, but you know, level. And
Yeah.
Quality is a word, maybe.
yeah. I think I listened to the features and all these people singing on it, and I'm gonna be honest. I think they would benefit so much more if it was an instrumental album, if it was an instrumental project. Cut out all the singing. They could take these rhythms and take these beats that they have going, and they could change it up in a variety of ways. They could give it variety, because I think that's the key to catching your ears. Like, you hear a pattern and it's a distinct pattern, but then when that pattern continues and it's a predictable pattern, it could fall flat. I think that's what's holding them back, because they're structuring it as if for the singer to sing on, rather than a beat that takes you through multiple phases and multiple stages as an instrumental would do. Which, that's what I'm saying. I think they could benefit from in that way, and that's how I would see it improving, and I would like it that much better.
Well
Dang.
said.
It is.
Yeah.
It is very interesting you say that. I think the vocals are some of my favorite part about the album. It's like, or not my singular favorite part, but I love this genre of this like subgenre of EDM, where like the poppy EDM with the, you know, it's a pop verse and a drop and a pop verse and a drop, and it follows that formula for every single track, just about. And I mean, I think the vocal performances on here are really good, and they do a lot for the songs, I think, especially, you know, like Talk About It and Re-Forget and The Feels. I think all have really good, and beyond that as well. I don't think there's a weak vocal performance on here, really. Maybe a couple, but I won't get too into it. Should hear other people talk.
Dang. Well, yeah, I just think Alex definitely said certain thoughts I had as well. Definitely thinking of just mixing. I don't really think there are any mixing issues at all. It's very anyone could, you know, listen to it and, you know, enjoy that aspect, I guess. Yeah, it would be a cool direction for me too, going instrumental. It's interesting to think about, because it would definitely be a switch up. I'm in agreement. I'm not really. I mean, it's. I understand why people like this type of this subgenre and what they do with it, and it's definitely going for radio, I think. And, you know, you can, you know, again, very accessible, but that would be cool to see them mess with the formula, and just because, like you're saying, if you have that instrumental, you just can carry it through and do, you know, introduce some more interesting concepts, because that was something that was lacking for me. Was, well, for one thing, it's quite long, and it's not, I don't know, it's pretty samey. So yeah, that was kind of my first impression of it.
Samey is definitely fair. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So
All right,
And I think
Trevor.
I think that
All right.
I
Alex,
will
go
say
ahead.
one last thing. I will say, I'm not trying to like hate on any of the vocal performances. I mean, these people put put the work in, and I'm sure there's a lot that goes into that for them. So I'm not trying to disrespect them in any way, but like I was saying, in the formula of a song, it would be more interesting for me if they introduced more variables that they would be able to achieve with an instrumental sound rather than,
Mhm.
like David said, a radio vibe that they're going for here.
I got you for
Yeah.
sure. And if we harken back to our Metallica series, I know my boy Alex loves his instrumentals. So
That's true.
Yeah, that's very true.
So
Dang. Very consistent, yeah.
all right, let me have it.
All right, so just as a disclaimer before I rip on this album, I was the one that brought this to Cameron's attention. I did want to make that clear.
Oh yeah.
I did say, "Hey, Cash Cash does have a new album," and he's like, "Oh, really?" And then he like immediately went to it. So I just wanted to throw that out there. I was anticipating this album. I knew it was coming, and the only reason I was really anticipating it was because, for one, a couple of those instrumental tracks on Blood, Sweat, and 3 Years, I think it's called,
Yep.
the last quote unquote album. I don't know if they dropped mixtapes or what, but this is like the first album in like 5 years, I want to say.
Yeah, I think they've had releases since, but I don't think it was anything as complete as that and now this.
Yeah. So I was anticipating it just because, for one, I do enjoy EDM a lot. I fuck with Illenium, Odessa, Zed, you name it. And I do like this genre a lot. But good God, this is absolutely the worst album I've heard all year, if not like in the past couple years, man. I'm sorry. Like to say it's generic is like an undersell. To call it samey is also an undersell. It's the same song every 18 tracks. I wholeheartedly agree with Alex. I think that this album, if it had like, because there's 18 tracks, right? There's like 50 minutes worth of music on here, and it's not terribly long for how many tracks there are. Each track only runs like 3:10, something like that. It's not a long album per se, but for what it offers, it does not justify 18 tracks worth. It's 12 max. You can cut a lot of fat on here, and it absolutely does. It would benefit a lot from those instrumental tracks, because they had a couple on that previous album that I heard, and granted, those tracks weren't exactly experimental either. They followed the same formula too, but it was just, they had harder drops and they kind of played with a little more than they would where they just curated a track for a faceless pop artist that, I'm gonna be honest with you, none of these people on here can sing besides the chick on Fields, in my humble opinion.
So that's interesting. I feel like
I saw
me,
I
it's like-
saw you rolling your eyes when I was saying my bit about the vocals.
dang.
I'm glad you enjoy it. Like, I just, like, the only chick that really like drove any emotion for me on here was that chick from Fields. Everyone else like either whisper sang or just kind of like they just relied too much on studio magic. There's a part on, what the fuck is that song called? But he has like a Panic at the Disco melody. It's where the album art or the album title comes from. I think it's called like "Say It" or something. I can't remember what it's called.
Mean It.
It's with a
like
guy that starts with W.
It's Mean It.
Oh,
Yeah. It's the
Mean
one.
It.
It's the one where he says the name of the album. He's like, yeah, he's
Yeah.
loving me like you mean it. Say me it.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's not.
And then
yeah.
he goes like, "Love me like you mean it." That sounds like Panic at the Disco through and through. But just to like wrap up my thoughts, I think that this album is lifeless. It has no passion. It's just the same formula 18 times, and it drives me insane that they didn't do anything to spice up the formula at all. It's like it barely qualifies as songwriting for me. And this shit gotta go. Every fucking snare, bro. Every snare besides the drop is a snap. Drives me nuts.
Yeah. Dang.
That's just me. And I don't want this to be a personal attack on your. I love that you brought this to
No,
us. I love
it's
that you
fine.
had the confidence to say that, hey, I love this album and I want you to listen to it. And I went into it wanting to like it. There's not a time in my life where I go into a video game, a movie, an anime, a musical album thinking, hey, I want to hate this. That is a total waste of time. There's too much to do on this earth to just sit there and go in saying that you want to hate something. So I just want to make that clear, that I didn't go into this with a negative bias.
Yeah. good to note. I definitely appreciate Cameron for bringing this to us. It's dope. Like, it'll go on as we go on more. I think we'll just have different stuff that none of us have heard, but one of us have, and it's been sort of heavy-handed on maybe Trevor and I, stuff that we've heard before, or especially Trevor. I feel like he's heard so many of them before, so
Yeah.
it was very cool, and I definitely appreciate it, and just getting people's different tastes in there. And I'm not even when I don't like an album like I don't like this album, to be frank with you. I still am not. I'm not regretting the time I spent with it. I mean, it's not like it's freaking 4 hours long or something. Like, it's just like taking days off my life or anything like that. So it's not like I'm kind of happy just to be assessing whether I like music and just having sounds hit my ears. I can kind of go to that level with it almost, like. But anyway, yeah, all that's to say, it was not. I didn't like it though.
I will say, when you listen to this album in the car, it definitely helps because
Yeah.
you get that sense of the bass. It is
I was gonna say
immaculate. It's immaculately produced for what it is. It hits nice. The bass lines are pretty funky. I love the bass line on Gasoline. I wish the song just explored different territory, because the biggest problem, and you can summarize every track with hearing the first verse and the first hook, and that's it. That's all you need to hear. That's the entirety of the song. It's not going to surprise you at all. It might throw a switch up, or and a switch up being like it'll throw the beat underwater for half a second and it'll bring it back up or whatever, like just the way that they do. But once you hear the first minute and a half, you can skip. It's literally not gonna change. That's my biggest gripe on this album.
Yeah. There are ones that fall short for me in terms of the beat being super catchy or nice or whatever, and then there are ones that I like a lot, which I can list later, I guess. But that's honestly, as you were talking, I kind of thought of it and realized it's kind of I can almost liken it to astrology, where astrology in and of itself, right, is just and sorry to anyone who's super about it, but the fact of the matter is it's basically just generic stuff that can apply to most people, and you have it apply to you, and you're okay, this is so me.
You're such a Virgo.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up. I'm a human being.
I'm sorry, I
have
cut
my
your
own
finger off.
personality.
I'm such a Gemini.
Yeah.
But yeah.
What are you,
so
Cancer?
I am a Cancer.
Wow.
But what was I gonna say? It's that. Thanks, Alex. That very
Based off of
generic,
generic taste.
that very generic songwriting, very open ended. A lot of these are about relationships, love, stuff like that. Probably 80% of the album, one way or another. If it's not, it's about being with a person and having fun, 42 is about, and stuff like that. And it's sort of Re-Forget specifically is about not being able to forget an ex, basically, and you just want to wipe that memory from your mind. But that's only in the first part, and then the rest of it is just about having someone stuck in your head. And so I listen to just that part, and that applies to how I feel about in my day-to-day about a person and whatever. And Ride or Die and fucking Gasoline are just super cheesy relationship songs about doing it great with the person you care about and whatever. And it's such dumb fun to me that I can't not enjoy it. And the beats and the drops are good to me, and I don't need them to change. I don't need them to be overly complex or daring or innovative in any way, shape, or form. I like the vocal performances. They sound nice. Whether or not it's studio magic is fine. I'm really glad Trevor respected the vocals on the feels, because if not, I was gonna doubt your knowledge of music, because she fucking tears that shit up. And that might be my favorite track on the album. I go back and forth with 3 of them, but I think the feels is might be up there, just because it was when we did whatchamacallit, Daft Punk, and it was Lose Yourself to Dance, which they repeat over and over and over again. It's kind of the same thing in this one, where she repeats I got the feels for you, that's how I know it's real love. But Trevor's point with "Lose Yourself to Dance" was it's not like a catchy or cool enough thing to say, and the way they say it isn't like entertaining enough to hear it over and over again. For this one, it is. It's the exact opposite of that same concept of like I just want to hear her say it over and over again because it's so good. It's the ear just right. And that's kind of the case for a lot of the vocals and a lot of the beats where, like I said, I don't really need them to change or do anything particularly crazy, but they do cool stuff a lot of the time. So
yeah, I definitely get why people like this album and why you like this album, but I just, dang, and like on first listen, I'm like, okay, fine, like whatever, but by the third listen, I'm like, it's just I don't get the repeat listen value.
You've exhausted all of that you've gotten out of the album by the third listen.
Yeah,
Like,
I feel like
the fact that I was able to listen to most of the songs like maybe 2-3 times and then already know the hook. If anyone knows me in terms of music, it takes me like 7, 8, 9, 10 listens to actually like grasp lyrics. This one is like you hear it twice, you're like, all right, it's infectious, it's really stupid, the lyrics like relate to everyone, you already got it, there's nothing to unpack here, there's nothing groundbreaking, there's nothing that makes you think, and I kind of need that out of music. And I hate to pull the David card of like needing music to mean something, but god fucking damn it, I need something. Are you good? He just banged his knee.
Oh frick. Oh.
Did he get the beetle?
I'm good. No, I just fucking stubbed my toe super fucking hard. I was resting my feet
we heard that for
on
sure.
my chair, and I kicked the mic stand. Oh my god. I was trying not to. I walked away from the mic so I wouldn't yell into the mic. I'm a mess over here. I'm not taking this news well, apparently.
Fighting a war.
I'm fighting a war
Yeah, but
against my fucking self.
if I could shift the discussion, I'll echo a point that David made earlier. It's it's a first on the music box for Cameron to recommend an album, and I love that you found something and brought it to us. And I implore you, as you explore your musical taste, we've shared before that Cameron's not as adept in his musical knowledge, but he's growing. So I implore you, as you explore your taste and you find something else, bring it to us by all means. But what I want to ask is, you said that this album stands out for you more than their previous album, or the one that you had on the top 10. So what is it exactly about it that you think is better, and that they did on this album that you don't think they might have done on that one? Or why is it better for you in that sense?
I mean, I think I already said anything that is to that point in terms of, but it's just my subjective enjoyment. I'm not going to say anything, like you would say about beat production and it being clean and this drop being this way. It just feels nice to me. I don't know. It just makes me feel good. It makes me smile. It's like just everything's clean and simple, and like it doesn't make you like. I also like music to think things. That's why I love I loved RTJ because it's very like specific, pointed, like well-written poetry and stuff like that, and the depth of Rage Against the Machine that we just did, and like Kendrick and everything that we can talk about, and So I love when music means something. I also love being able to just fucking turn my brain off and let it wash over me. So yeah. It's just that. It's just, it makes me feel nice. I like the vocals and the drops, and I'm a sucker for just like the cheesy EDM pop vibe of just like, nice vocals, an obvious lead up to a drop, the drop, repeat, like rinse and repeat. Like the rinse and repeat that Trevor is hating is what I'm here for. So it's weird. I don't know. So
to pivot on that point, I listen to shit like this, and I enjoy it a lot. Like, if you listen to Zed's last album, which, by the way, drop a fucking album, pussy. Fucking idiot. It's been 6 fucking years. Jesus Christ.
Dang.
No, but if you go back to his album called True Colors, this is like the same genre, but it's the same. It's basically the same, apart from like a few songs do a lot of progressive elements. Like even the first track is a complete banger, but that's besides the point. it's in the same vein as this album, but it just does it better. Like it's almost like something that you just kind of have to hear. This is almost like an album that's just been trapped in 2012 and just hasn't had the ability to mature and grow up. Like it's almost like they recorded this 10 years ago. And actually I think All My Love, I'm looking on Genius, this was from 4 years ago.
Apparently, Matches is an old collaboration as well that they stuck on here. Like if you go on Rose's page, the listing for Roses says that it came out in 2017. I don't know if this is a revamp version of that. I just saw that. I was trying to remember what Rose's song that Matches reminded me of, which was a song they also featured on, did not produce themselves, with the Chainsmokers, which is called Roses. But that's like a 2012 song, I think, or whatever.
That's kind of my point.
Yeah, and
this just feels like region locked in terms of a time period, like
which I didn't think of, but honestly, thank you for pointing that out, because I guess that's part of what I like about it, is it feels nostalgic to me to a degree. Of like, this is when I first got into electronic music, was this sound, this sort of. I was trying to think of, just like you said, stuff from that era, that like when I was in high school, like, and of probably like 2014 to 2018. Nah, probably earlier than that. Probably like 2012, 2010 to like 2016 around, where it was a lot of it was this. And I guess it feels nostalgic.
Like, this is like a budget Calvin Harris album. Honestly, like if I had to put it away for a lot of people to grasp it without being able to hear it. Because a lot of people that listen to this podcast don't listen to the albums that we listen to, so it's hard for them to grasp how it feels. But
no, I get it. Yeah, I mean, in that sense, I think this is equal or better than a lot of the stuff that was of that era, and it's just equally as fun. And obviously, I'm not saying like you can't beat this. I mean, you'll see that in my rating, but I still enjoy it a lot.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Freaking.
You can definitely beat this.
Yeah, I agree. Not in the same sense you do, but.
Can we talk about that Wiz Khalifa feature?
Let's talk about that song. Yeah.
We definitely can. That was definitely billed as like supposed to be leading.
That album, that song is god awful. Not to mention Wiz's worst, and I mean worst, guest feature that he's ever had in his career.
Man. Yeah.
Are we in agreement? Like, I don't really listen to a whole lot of Wiz. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
I've heard Rolling Papers. That's all I really know from like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Bars? But
he's got a mean fucking feature on Indica Body, I'll tell you that much. Shout out Bobby Tarantino too. Another great album.
Sheesh. Yeah,
audience, this is where we differ.
I definitely like me some.
I was looking at Bobby Tarantino merch for you earlier, just because I always get the Logic merch emails, and I saw the shirt, and I was like, I wonder if maybe I can cop it for him and send it his way.
That'd be mad funny. No, I was gonna say, you know how all the YouTubers and TikTokers are boxing. Like eventually, Trevor and I will just have a boxing match, in 5 years.
God, I'll just fucking tackle him. I'm not boxing. I'm fucking taking you to the ground.
Whoever me and David fight is gonna be a tag team.
That is true. Yeah,
we can do MMA if you prefer, but
I'd be down.
All right.
Hold on. Sorry.
Boxing is usually cleaner and simpler.
Theme song.
You gotta go.
Yeah. No, sorry. Yeah, flag this. I gotta pee real quick.
All right.
Oh.
Sorry,
David, is it agreeable to you if we kick back in, say whatever you want to say, and then we do best songs, worst songs, and then wrap it up?
We talk about the Wiz Khalifa verse?
Yeah.
Oh, I want to talk about
because we were doing that. Yeah.
Yeah, this song was freaking ass, man. Lucas Graham, I'm sure, is a nice guy, but when freaking...
Yeah, get the fuck out of here, Lucas. Get the
when the
fuck
stage is whenever that freaking hit, man, I'm peacing out, man.
Yo, literally, that will... It will be tonight. Shut the fuck up, bro. He was doing one of these. Like...
Yeah, and that's the interesting thing that Trevor said, is that they can't sing. But, so I don't agree with that, but I do very much agree with they don't bring any emotion out of me. Like, I think they're like trained and they can sing for a career. Like I get why
They
they
can
get
hold a
paid-
tone.
They
I
get
won't take
paid
that from
money.
them. They
Yeah,
can hold a
right.
tone.
Like that's the thing. But it's just, oh my god, I don't know what the frick. Like, it's like I don't know. It's just like a blank freaking whiteboard or something. I don't know what's like. It's just they don't put any in weird inflection or have some unique voice. I just don't. I can't keep track of who's featured on it because it's
They're
whatever.
like I said, they're all faceless to me. I have no idea who this is,
It was
Yeah.
it was so
and it
freaking.
doesn't scream any personality at all to me.
I
Yeah.
And this
don't.
Wiz Khalifa verse is so phoned in.
Yeah.
You
I-
told me that when I was like complaining to you about how bad this verse was, and I was like, "Wow, you really echo my sentiments like immediately." Like your sister said that, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
It is easily the worst guest verse I think I've ever heard. What did he say?
That's crazy.
Too late, too late. Won't wait,
Shout
won't
out.
wait. My wrist froze. That's it. And then the fucking and then he gives the most lazy singing of that bridge
Sit
that he
back and
does.
let patience guide you.
Keep on
Yeah.
doing right, don't go wrong. That is some fucking Lil Uzi verse shit, bro.
Yeah.
Hey,
Whoa,
Yeah.
whoa, whoa.
don't hit on it.
We just
I love Uzi. I think he's great, but
that one line, the
that
famous.
fucking bad and bougie, yeah,
He's
yeah,
winning,
I
he's
think
winning.
that's
yeah. We is not losing.
Yeah, shut up.
it was dumb funny that you started
Yeah,
that whole
yeah,
bit at
yeah,
saying
yeah,
saying
yeah.
I'm sure Lucas Graham is a nice guy.
I just,
You have to put it out there,
that's
man.
such a-
Like,
yeah.
all I've heard is
Pad
this,
the criticism.
and once I was 7 years old or whatever, and that man.
Oh,
that
that's
song will
him,
freaking-
isn't it?
Once I
Oh
was
God, I just
I love that
it
song.
brings it. See, this is bringing it to an interesting difference between me and Cameron, which I definitely respect and everything. But I just this album would be a lot more fun to me. One, if it was shorter, but also the main point is just I can't have a lot of fun with this stuff that's just melodramatic, and it's like I'm talking about, oh, my heart's broken and this is so serious, and they're desperately trying to sound so freaking serious, and like sounds like they're trying to tug on my heartstrings, but they're, like Trevor said, they're giving me nothing. Like, give me something, like he said. That's just
anything,
know.
just
Yeah.
anything any morsel of real emotion on here, I would love.
I mean,
like
that's
if you're making a fun song to dance to, I understand like you're gonna throw in some like that, but I feel like a majority of this album was like melodramatic stuff about relationships. Just make it like
Practice.
Yeah.
Oh fuck! Get that
Yeah.
fucking song off the album, bro.
I
Let's
actually
just
like
start fucking calling spades a spade, man.
I actually like practice as a song. It's interesting because it's a very like specific scenario of that probably happens to a lot of people though, where you just
yeah.
all right, fine,
I
fine,
feel
fine.
you.
Mm.
I know what you mean. I don't.
But anyway,
the thing is, I don't even.
that
yeah.
song is cheeks, bro.
Yeah,
Well,
what I was saying earlier is like I think a lot of the value I get out of this album was my ability to put my emotion onto a essentially blank canvas that they're providing me.
Yeah.
And
And that's
the transference of emotion from me to the song, like just imprinting upon it rather than having it imprint upon me, was kind of the way I enjoyed it.
That's
so
that's interesting. I was definitely thinking of that when you said it, because I don't know, like when I'm listening to it, I don't know. I guess I'm struggling with my words, because it's like when I hear them singing and I try to pay attention to the lyrics, it gets so much worse for me. So then I try to just throw it in the background. But I'm like, they're just singing for so
But
much.
then you're left with just a bare bones pop instrumental. It's like you can't really win. You're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't, in my opinion. But
Jeez.
Yeah, and like it makes me a little bit. The Trevor saying like the freaking the David freaking syndrome or whatever, pulling a David, like. Yeah, I've tried to expand to more stuff that's just like, Grimes. You don't, like we said, you don't have to pay attention to the lyrics when we heard it. Daft Punk, I was defending, pretty meaningless lyrics and stuff, but it's just the difference between instrumental variation, I guess, and writing a unique
that's the big
melody.
thing.
Like, just you can have different melodies with your vocals, or just make a freaking song about being a vampire freaking mobster or whatever. Like, do goofy stuff. Don't freaking talk about
The same subject matter that's been covered on every top 40 for the past 20 years.
Right.
Well, if
There's a
we're
reason
talking
it
about
sells, I guess.
songs that we
barely.
really do not vibe with, my guys, I will say, I am not with you, ride or die. I'm just not.
Oh yeah.
I'm just
Yes,
not.
I am choosing to die. Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah, I'm definitely not choosing to survive.
The way
With
she
me.
drops "fuck," man, is like she just discovered that she's allowed to say that word. I
It's like a 16-year-old like cursing behind their parents or whatever.
That's what I was thinking. I'm not feeling that one at all. That's probably
That's
yeah.
yeah.
It's a no.
I'm feeling you on that one. It's funny because we briefly talked about it, Alex, Trevor, and I, just in a random conversation. It got brought up, and I was saying how the cussing on this, I actually was like would bring some lyrical interest to me because I go, aha! It's a little bit of it was just like a little bit of flavor. It was like, ooh, okay. But then I realized I was just grasping it at anything I could. So But I understand it does not sound like she's experienced with curse words. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
I'm riding with this song. I like it, and
man,
I
come
like
on,
I
bro.
like the final drop a lot. It's quintessential Cash. That, yeah, I like.
There you go.
I
I
like
got you.
that sound a lot. Yeah, it sounded actually, nothing like that, and actually sounds good. But
All right, well, Cameron, let me ask you, what's a bottom tier song for you on this album?
Interestingly enough, and it's one that I expected Trevor to mock more than it was. Oh, it's not that one. Okay, but one that has like high plays, because there are songs in this album that if you go on Spotify and look, they have like either tens of millions of plays or a few million plays or like under 100,000, which was very weird to me because, like I said, The Feels is one of my top songs on the album and it's got under 100K, and Call You, which I think is the worst song on the album, has 19 million.
It's trash.
Wow.
And I think that's one that fucking drags for me. The subject matter. I don't like the idea of like, sure, it's fine that you have a person you can rely on, but like the whiny like can I call you thing was not it for me. And so
Who the fuck is asking for magic, by the way?
It's funny.
Literally,
but yeah,
no one.
the egregiously tuned like "Can I call you?" and it like just pitches up and down and shit. And
that song, I
was
remember now how the fucking drop.
Yeah, I guess that's the only reason you didn't fucking mock it into the ground was because you
'Cause I
so
fucking
forgettable.
forgot it.
It's so forgettable, yeah.
Dang. Actually, that was one of my.
David,
think.
stop it.
Listen, I think the guy from Magic
Man.
added something with his
Nasri.
voice. Nasri from Magic.
Nasri.
Yeah, no, but I just think his voice worked for this type of music, and I thought that was a plus for me. I didn't like the song, but it was like I could distinguish his voice. So
It's
there
a fair
you go.
take. I'm down with that.
And then
Okay.
one of the ones that was more definitely very generic, sappy, but aren't they all? But like this one didn't hit right for me is All My Love, which is actually the #1 most streamed album or track on the album, I believe, because Connor Maynard has his own following, and kind of brought that to this track with 118 million plays. So I don't know how that does that number because it's a weaker beat, and like the drop basically isn't a drop. It gets like only a moderately more intense version of the same beat. So yeah, and then like I said,
How does this one go? How does the drop go? Or the chorus, whatever?
Oh my love.
How you out there with All My Love? Yeah.
It's like
don't
wannabe
know,
Justin Bieber. On there.
I literally
No.
thought it was Justin Bieber
Skip.
when it played first. I was like, "Damn, they got Justin for this one," and it's fucking Connor Maynard.
Yeah, I'm with you. That was one of the weaker ones.
I deadass thought it was him, but I don't know if you guys want to include any more weak ones before I flip to my
I can
favorites.
absolutely do that.
Oh yeah.
Just one or two. We don't want to because we said we weren't going to go track by track, and you seem like you're about to. So
Talk about it.
talk about
Talk
it. You
about
didn't
it
like?
is trash.
That drop grew on me.
thought that was
And I
good.
like her
I kept
vocals
just-
on there a lot.
No way. There's no fucking way.
Yeah,
I kept asking myself, why are you still talking about it? And then she kept fucking saying it. Talk about it, talk about it, talk about it.
That part
Talk about it. I fucking hate this track so much.
that part
Dang.
the repetition of talk about it in the beat does get a little old. I'll agree with you. I do like her vocal when she comes in, like
When she comes in is
a few
my
secon's
least
after
favorite
the
part of the
drop.
song too.
A few seconds after the drop, when she hits that, like, all I know, and she hits that note on no. I don't know. It hits the eardrum right for me. So
Yeah, I thought that was mid tier.
yeah, I'll call it mid. That's fine.
I thought yeah, Too Late was one of my worst. Paris in New York.
Paris in
freaking-
New York is pretty trash.
Oh my god, throw me over a freaking bridge.
That drop is awful too. Whatever that, I can't remember how it goes, but I remember re-listening to it earlier and I was like, bruh, can I turn this off?
Yeah, I was like, this man. Oh man, it's like, how do you have no personality and also sound like a fuckboy at the same time? I was just, god dang, brother.
Damn, that's unfortunately fair.
It's not hard.
So
Yeah.
I can't say much. I had a weird trend where I'm not trying to hate on the boys here, but basically all the ones with male vocalists, except for maybe Call You, were on average worse to me. And then the female ones carried it a little more, but it was just something weird that I noticed.
I
Because,
think I can agree with that. Yeah.
yeah,
That's
I don't know.
basically how a lot of this EDM goes.
Yeah.
A lot of it is just, like I said, it's a lot of faceless pop vocalists, but the females tend to be slightly better, just because they all tend to be melodramatic. So
Yeah.
I don't know, it just lends better with a female voice.
Yeah, I get it. Certain qualities to it, like Belong. You know, we already talked about his
Yuck,
voice.
bro.
That one.
That
Yeah.
dude needs to retire. Oh my god,
Christ.
that might be the worst hook on here too.
Calling for his resignation.
You belong with me.
Yeah.
And I belong with you. Are you shitting me, bro? This is like some fucking fifth grader lyrics, bro.
It's
for
yeah.
sure.
It's fucking trash.
Yeah, I could have written that hook in 5th grade. Yeah.
And then the really lame driving beat. Like literally, if we wanted to, Alex, David, and I could go on FL Studio right now and recreate that beat in 5 minutes.
Dang. Yeah, it was like you're at a high school function and this comes on and the principal turns it off because it's too lame. Like it's like
Ouch.
It's on his playlist and he turns it
Oh
on.
man.
like and apparently Dashboard Confessional was some kind of alternative or
Yep.
Affected band.
He's pretty big,
Yeah.
I want to say.
yeah, I don't know. So that was interesting, but
I will say, David,
Dang.
when you get specific like that, it definitely hurts more than Trevor just like ripping on it wholesale.
I'm sorry. That's just
No, I'm not saying it hurt. Yeah, it's fine. It's fucking hilarious.
I'm glad. Yeah, it's just my impression of it.
All
But
right. Do we have at least a couple favorites? At least a couple
do.
song tracks from any of y'all?
I'll give you a couple that I wasn't
Yeah.
yucky on.
yeah.
Wasn't yucky on.
Um,
Is there any track on here, Trevor, that you outright like that you would add to a playlist and listen to regularly?
The only one that I would consider doing that with is Gasoline.
Okay.
And that's just because it has a nice funky bass line and it's fucking wasted on this song, but like it's nice. Like the verses feel nice, the beat is forgettable, the drop is forgettable as usual, but the bass line itself it's pretty funky.
Mm-hmm.
So I
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, I like that too. Like I like when she comes in. I agree with you. It's kind of wasted potential. Like when the chorus hits, I'm like, dang. But the crash into me like a car, it's like gets me hyped and then whatever. But yeah,
That's definitely my
Like putting out fire. with
favorite on this
gasoline.
album for sure.
dang.
I'm gonna get
Yeah.
so close. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Another
I
bit
liked,
of repetition that I don't mind at all.
I like Black too.
Yes, I was gonna say
Yes,
Black. I was
Good,
gonna say
good.
at first I
Black-
was like, "What the frick is this?" You know, the
But it was
yeah.
different.
Yeah, it was different.
was different.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
so it grew on me as I listened to it for sure, and then that's one that sticks out. If I had to pick one.
Cool.
But-
Yeah.
Very cool.
I was looking forward to this one specifically because it didn't have a feature.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then they threw the fucking rug out from underneath me, and they're like, "All right, let me sing on it anyway." Like,
Yeah.
homie was mad trash on here too, but the actual beat itself is nice. I just wish that this song just went a little more progressive, changed the beat up a little bit because it deserves it. The backdrop on this is actually kind of interesting,
Right.
and they just have the same thing for 3 minutes. It just drives me insane. Put a bullet in my head.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I did like it was one of the few songs that like spoke directly to like a personal experience of mine where like that's how my relationship kind of was, is the way he describes it, is like this is something that was good and is now kind of like stale. And
I couldn't
just
tell you a goddamn
kind of want to
line
get
on
out
this,
of it.
but-
Yeah, I mean it's just like, you know, I want to like take me higher, like I want to go high again. And it's like we used to be up so high and enjoying each other's company so much, and now it's just like boring. And so I want to now like, you know, find open waters, go out to sea, whatever it is. I don't know. I'm mixing my metaphors, but I think people know what I mean. If they do, I
Yeah.
don't know. Whatever.
Yeah. You just got more creative than any vocalist on this album with it.
Damn.
Sorry.
Fucking
Sorry.
hell.
Okay, we're talking about our
We're
favorites.
talking about good things.
Yes. Black. Okay, I liked Feels as well. I'm glad that was
Feels
a
is
highlight
cool.
for you too, Cameron.
Feels
They
good.
Definitely.
went just super like this is gonna be fun, like unapologetically fun. It's kind of
Yeah.
like a
I
bit
can
of a
definitely turn
throwback
up to this
sound.
on a. I can turn
Yeah.
up to this at a club.
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah.
I feel that.
Ooh, okay.
For sure.
Yeah, definitely. Although, what did she? Well, never mind. No hate, no negatives.
It just says like the same 4 lines, so that's alright.
That's fine. Yeah. Ooh, Matches was probably.
Oh
Oh man, you didn't like Matches?
no, God no, bro.
I love it,
God,
dude.
no.
That was that quintessential Roses sound.
Fucking awful.
With that track I mentioned earlier, with those Roses.
What sound though?
Roses by the Chainsmokers. It was it's like the way they use a certain instrument. I can't fucking recreate it at all.
Like in the drop, like the.
Yeah, it's like a buzzing kind of a instrument, like a synth or
loud
something. I don't know
synth or
what to even
whatever.
fucking call it. Yeah,
Yeah.
my music producing boys can maybe help me out more on that front, but
These lyrics though, bro.
I don't know. I'm not in the EDM style yet.
I know the lyrics, but it's like, yeah, I either didn't like them because they were nothing, or didn't like them because they said something weird and unlikable. But it's like, so once you take that out, I like the drop. And honestly, it's funny because I like the drops are kind of my favorite part, because when they come in, I can just go, okay, I'm listening to, I'm listening to it. But then,
Which, to your point, that is the entire point of this album.
Right.
Is the drop, which
Yeah.
is why they repeat it 3 times per track.
Yeah.
Like, that's why they're so obvious. That's why it's so built up. It's the breakdown of this album, but it's every track.
yeah, for sure.
You have something to look forward to every time, even if you don't remember the verses. Oh, the chorus is coming up. All right, now I can do this. I can jump around. I can clap. I
Yeah.
can bounce around. Whatever.
For sure. I was definitely like, yeah. Which,
That's
on that
definitely-
note, did you like the drop in Jewel? I think that was one of my favorites too. Was that do you remember it at all?
I can't remember it at all. We get
The drop definitely grew on me as well. It's
Can y'all sing it?
no.
I don't know. It had like the drop
All
had
of
like
me
some
shines for you.
yeah, something about being precious or something. I don't know.
It's like
but-
it's the one that kind of like zooms out in a way. It's like and it's got that like machinery type sounding noise that pops in and out.
yeah,
I can't
and
really-
it's the last song on the album.
It's
if
like like that kind of. I don't know. It goes
It's
in and
skip for
out.
me.
It's anyway. It grew on me. It wasn't one that I was super hot on initially, but I listen to it now.
Even if I was hot for it, like it's the same beat, it's the same drop 3 fucking times. So it's like even if I do like the song, by the third listen, I'm fucking tired of it. It's the same
Dang.
fucking shit every time.
Yeah, I was surprised they didn't switch up the drops more.
Not
just-
a once. Not a once. I was looking for it. 18 tracks, man. Are you fucking kidding me? You didn't do it once?
Yeah,
Holy fuck.
I just think you're wrong. I think there's a.
That's not. I'm literally
there's-
factually correct.
There's enough variation in it for me.
No, there's
for it
not.
to be there. There is.
It's literally Cameron. There's literally it's the same drop every time. Not
Um,
not a one song changes it.
It's the same formula.
Hmm.
It's not the same drop. It's not the same instrument. I mean, it's similar
Obviously the
instruments.
drops are different in each song, but the song itself, every song on here, all 18 songs, each song's drop happens 3 times with no variance.
Mm.
You agree?
No, there is some variance. It's not it. Basically, the first 2 are always the same at least. And then they'll change the third sort of. But if they do it at all, you're
Listeners, listen to the album and then
I
come
know
back and tell us.
I know what you mean. I think you're overgeneralizing.
Yeah, maybe slightly. I thought I noticed them.
I
maybe
just
through
I
my-
just don't like
couple
saying I just very in general don't like saying every
Yeah.
that
I
sort of
don't either.
generalization.
But this album makes me say it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah. Do you guys like Finest Hour? That was on the radio like in 2018 or whatever. If you remember.
So
that.
yeah, like
Why are these so old?
this is the interesting take from me is that it was like I knew like when I listened through this first time and second time and I was like, Finest Hour is alright, it's like mid at best, whatever. And then it was like the lead fucking single on the album and like performing by far the most, and I thought it was like I'm gonna say the cursed words. It was like too generic pop EDM for me. It was weird. It like didn't hit the same.
wild
It
you say
did
that.
right. It makes no fucking sense. It's entirely hypocritical. I know that for a fact. It makes no fucking sense that I feel that way.
Absolutely wild for me.
That I feel
blew
that
my
way
mind.
about that track and not about the rest of the album. But it's just like, for lack of a better way of saying it, that's not exactly. If I had better words, then I would use them. But it's not exactly that. But that's the best way I can put it. So it was like it was like what David was saying, where it was like doing nothing for me. Like it just didn't strike a nerve in any sense of the term, and it was surprising to me that was something that was doing numbers. Whereas a couple of my favorites, like Black, we talked about, Feet and the Feels, both have under 100,000 plays. Fucking Finest Hour has almost 100 million. So.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like the certain ones aren't getting the shine they deserve. But my favorites are just I think the top 3 for me. You've said enough. Thank you. If I could actually talk about the album I enjoy, that'd be great. That'd be great. You're being a prick.
That's the Oasis talking, brother.
Get the fuck out of here.
Dang.
So my favorites on the album that I recommended, if Trevor will let me talk, is
Wow.
The Feels. Like I said, I think that's my number 1. Gasoline, definitely. And then right below that, all sort of together, are Matches, Re-Forget, Black, and Ride or Die. I actually like Ride or Die quite a bit. I don't know. It's the me imprinting my emotion onto the thing rather than an imprinting on anything onto me. It's very easy to just ride with, like I said. So yeah, those are like if I'm getting in the shower.
Can you answer me this one? Do you cringe when she asks you if you want to survive with her?
No.
Oh my god, bro!
Dang.
Like my skin crawls when I hear that line.
I don't know if I have a sort of a capability to just turn my brain off. It's just like with certain things like this, I can just do it, and it doesn't, like, nothing will bother me. I just only see the positive aspects.
Well,
and so it's like I'm not blind to the negatives. I mean, I think I've been pretty honest about that the entire time and agreeing with a lot of your guys' points and everything. But it doesn't, like, the cheesiness of it doesn't drag it down for me. Like I said, it's nostalgic. It's easy to listen to. It's not anything complicated or risky, which is, a downside for some people. And and upside for me because it's just super calm and nice, and I know exactly what I'm getting, and it's predictable, and yeah, it's good. I enjoy it.
Well, you said gasoline was one of your tops. Do you know what you get when you pour gasoline on Cash Cash?
Federal crime.
Ash.
Oh God. Dang. Another one for you.
A
Another
2-for-1
one.
special today.
Sheesh. Doubling up.
We're
Nice.
the DJ Khaled album at.
Yeah, we are so waiting on that one. Okay.
I am not waiting on it.
Right.
It's
There's
already out,
definitely-
Alex.
Yeah. There will be
Well, that's
another
why
one.
I'm not waiting on it.
Yeah.
Oh,
we're
I
both-
see you with the bars.
Dang.
You want to get final thoughts?
I think I
Yeah.
just did, so you guys can take it away.
Well, this album, I wasn't, no one was threatening my life or anything. It's not like, I got to get perspective and realize I was not being tortured or, you know what I mean? Like I said at the beginning, sound was hitting my ears. I was listening to music, driving in my car. But on that flip side of that coin, it did make me think about why do I listen to music and what, because I was listening to it and I was like, what? It makes me forget redeeming like aspects of other stuff. I'm like, I don't know. But anyway, I think I'm slowly losing my mind. And that's fine. I've been freaking on caffeine today, and now I'm just, thinking about this album. I will say, yeah, I didn't like it. All right.
You want to give it a rating? A score?
Oh, okay. We're giving ratings. Tough. I give it a 3.5.
A 5
Yeah.
being dead average? Or...
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I was gonna be so pissed off if you gave it a 5 and you rated it the same as fucking Scaled and Icy. I was gonna be so bent out of shape,
Just for
bro.
that, it gets a 5.
That's fine. You do what you please.
Nah, but I'll say what I think my final thoughts just reiterates what I said before. I would be totally down to hear a future project where they come out with instrumentals. I would be down for it. I think they can add a
Not
whole
only instrumentals, but ones that are progressive that change.
That's what I'm saying.
That evolve.
Because you have an instrumental track, you have potential for sonics that paint a palette in your eardrums. You know what I'm saying?
They tell their own
It
story.
tells a story
Right.
without any words. When you can do that masterfully, then it's like, now you
Did
got
you-
something here.
You heard that Tron album, right? Not
Tron?
Tron, Jesus. You heard the Tron album, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
hmm Yeah. So some storytelling in a way that's not with words. That's the type of stuff that I could see them having the potential to come out with. I would be so down for it.
Please make it
'Cause-
shorter. Yeah. That's all
Yeah,
I'm saying.
but that's
Well,
a
it's
product
time
of the streaming age.
Well, even
so.
if it's not shorter and they come out with something like that, but it's completely different, I'm down for it. I think
with
they
you.
would really benefit from it. So I think that's my thoughts. I'll give it a 4. I don't. Yeah, I love to hear instrumentals. Come at me with it. Cash.
Nice.
Trev?
I'm with you, Alex. I'm not gonna shit on this album too much more. I think I've done it plenty of this last hour.
Agreed.
This album is lifeless. It has no passion at all. I'm giving it a 2. It's probably one of the worst albums I've ever heard in my life. So,
Jeez.
All right.
love you, Cameron.
I think I've said
Yeah.
everything I need to say. It makes me happy, brings me joy. I love how simple and straightforward and predictable it is. I think everything you hate about it is are, not necessarily strengths, but things I find enjoyable about it.
It's dope.
And yeah, that's really all it is. I think you made a good point earlier about in the car. That was definitely my best listens when you can actually have bass in the system, especially the feels. the bass line in a lot of it is under accentuated if you're just listening on, standard AirPods or, a phone speaker or something. So it definitely benefits a lot from that.
By the way, y'all are freaks if y'all listen to any music on your phone speaker. Oh my lord. Don't be doing that shit.
Yeah, so
Fuck is wrong with y'all?
yeah, I mean this album is just delightful to me. I definitely I skip a couple of songs, but the ones I don't are most of them, and it's a good time. So it's an 8 from me. I really like it. I think it's great. And I will continue listening to it for a long, long time. And it will be going, about half the album will be going in playlists of mine. So, yeah.
Dope.
Sometimes generic
Yeah.
poppy EDM is exactly what I want in my life, and this provided it. So, there you go. Both in terms of subjective enjoyment and I think it achieving what it set out to do in terms of it being exactly that, of it being easy and simple and not, anything ridiculous. That's an
Like I
that's an
said,
8 for me.
like when we first opened, I'm glad that you enjoyed it, and I went into it wanting to enjoy it, and I'm very disappointed that I didn't enjoy it, because obviously I don't listen to music to hate on it. So definitely envy your position on enjoying the album, because it gave me a headache. I'm not gonna lie. Like I listened to it twice last week in the car, like back to back, and by the end I had a migraine. So
Yeah.
Just not for me.
back to back. All right.
yeah, back to back, like 96, 97.
Yeah.
Michael
Well.
doing it.
Like the cover
Yes.
of Lethal Weapon.
Yeah.
Nice.
Is that a world tour? You girls do it. I'm sorry.
Dang. Well, the next album we will be reviewing is another 2021 release for y'all. Keeping up to date, keeping on the ball, as it were.
Can I do it?
Yeah.
It is "Call Me If You Get Lost" by Mr. Tyler, the Creator. Very
Is
excited
it?
for this one.
Yeah, man.
Cameron
Just
doesn't
dropped.
have any experience with Mr. Tyler. What about you, Alex? Do you have
Not zero.
Not
I've heard
really.
singles, but no
Well,
no
yeah,
full
yeah.
album listens.
any albums? Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Same.
David and I have heard the last two in full.
Mhm.
I haven't really done too much besides that, but I'm excited for this one.
The only reason I
Yeah.
clarify that is because we have covered artists where I've literally never heard them before. So I wanted to
Yeah.
specify that just to a degree, not that it really matters. But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah.
But yeah, new Tyler
Pretty fun.
album. So look forward to that next week.
Indeed. Yeah. Am I the one who
2
does the
weeks from
first?
I believe so, yeah.
Dang. It's
You
been a
go
while.
one episode and you slack
I
it.
know. You get everything.
Bro,
So I can see
Get the
it.
fuck out of here.
you've been the first one to take us out for the last 70 episodes.
Jeez.
Almost
yeah.
80.
Seriously. Brain drain for real.
Ooh.
Anyway. Well, thanks everybody for listening. I guess it has been real. And all I can say is if you're enjoying music, that's freaking great. If you enjoy this album, dope. I just, that's what's up, man. So, you know what, everybody? Make your freaking money. Get freaking paid. And go freaking eat a freaking good meal with your freaking PP
Yeah,
love.
what is happening?
I don't know, dude. I don't know. My brain is white. Like, I freaking Will Smith just freaking. I just witnessed him killing an alien. You know what I mean? No memory. Men in Black reference for y'all. So thanks everybody, and it's been real.
She can have candy and whatever and stay up however long she wants. Okay, bye.
Oh my god. Oh, that's hot.
Jeez.
Uh,
If you made it to this point in the podcast episode, shout out to you. Let us know. Give us a comment. Reach out to us. What you thought about the album. Love it, hate it. What you thought about our opinions. Loved them, hated them. Say Trevor's trash. You say Cameron's trash. Maybe we're all trash.
dang.
Let us know. We want to hear it. Also, if you got any recommendations for us, you got an album that you like, maybe you want us to review it. Leave that album and
Yeah, let me shit on it.
or
Joking,
let us
joking,
love it.
joking.
Introduce us to something dope.
Joking.
It's more likely than
You know?
not.
It's not more likely than not.
No.
at this point, we're looking for that engagement. We'll more than likely might review it if you leave it for us. So thank you for listening, and I love you all.
I was afeared of this episode. I texted the group when I was getting negative reactions about should we just scrap it entirely, and we had a whole conversation about that. And here we are. And we talked about Trevor told me that the album existed, and then I was the one who wanted it to be for the podcast. But the true hero in all this, the reason this episode exists, honestly, is we were debating which album should be next, and I was like, oh, this one I've been listening to, the one Trevor brought up, this Cash Cash album, like, have you listened to it yet, Trevor, and whatever, and like, I don't know if you'd like it, we'll move on. And Alex just goes, like, Alex was either half paying attention or like not talking at the time, and he was like, wait, Cameron's recommended an album, we're doing it, don't care what it is, we're doing it. So
Yeah.
Alex's enthusiasm for that is what brought this episode to fruition more than anything. And I'm glad we did it because I got to talk about it. And we're not taking anything personally here. This is all subjective taste. We have a whole podcast about that I referenced repeatedly whenever we have these discussions. So, yeah, of course, I just didn't want it to be what it did not turn out to be, which is like Trevor promised he levied proper criticism, not. He did a bit too much for my taste of just whining the vocals that he didn't like, but I'll take what I can get. But anywho, I hope you all enjoyed the episode anyway. If you were clinging to me, if you're one of my brethren, if you're a Cash lover, definitely hit me up in the comments.
Don't hit me up.
don't never mind. And yeah, I mean, not like this is gonna blow up ridiculous or anything, but don't hate on each other.
Last words.
Don't hate on it. Yeah, exactly. Well, fingers crossed. If you are one of my brethren, don't be typing hate comments, calling the rest of the podcast trash. Not that would ever happen.
Fucking do it. Just do it. Whatever. Okay. We're not gonna fucking delete the comment. We're just gonna make fun of you at behind your back. We're not gonna reply to you.
Fair enough. All right, we'll go with that. So all that being said, if you want to find us on socials, that's at Unboxing Life Pod on Instagram and Twitter, and r/Unboxing Life Podcast. Might be getting a TikTok going soon. We'll see about that. For bits and clips.
Will.
Okay. Well, soon is the might. It's gonna happen. The timetable is the variable. But anywho, that's it for me. I hope you enjoyed the episode, even if you didn't enjoy the album, or if you did enjoy the album. So, either way, just be kind to each other and stay safe, everyone.
Well said. Well said, everybody. I think this review was a success, regardless of how we feel about the album. And like I was saying to you, Cameron, the negative side of reviews absolutely do exist, and I don't want this series, quote unquote, that we call it, to just be us gushing over classic albums. Like if new albums come out and one of us like it and the other one doesn't, that's totally fine. It's a dynamic conversation. You can talk about exactly why you don't like it.
Yeah.
Negative reviews do exist. Fantano gives them out all the time. There's plenty of Pitchfork Pitchfork reviews that give shit reviews, completely doggy shit on the entire album. So it's just how it goes, man. It's the landscape.
Yeah, I just didn't want there to be like no positive. I don't know. I'm talking too much, but I didn't want it just to be like,
even if there wasn't any positives.
No, I mean it would just be like completely lack of content if there was just nothing to say. So I don't know. It didn't end up like that, and that's what I said already. So my fears were for no reason, is what I'm getting to, and in general. So
yeah.
But yeah,
I agree with you that in the body of us as reviewers, like having the ability to give negative reviews and have that as part of our backlog and part of our resume, whatever the word I'm trying to think of, is definitely positive in the long term. So yeah, we definitely have to. We can't just gush over every album. Yes, agreed.
Not only gets exhausting for me, but it's also exhausting for the viewer. It's like, oh, every fucking album's great. Every album's an 8. Every album's a 9. Like, no, it's not.
Think about, not the case. Yeah, why do you like stuff? Why do you not like stuff? So.
Right. And I've been trying to improve my reviewing skills. Like, not gush over everything. Like, not everything is a 9, not everything is an 8. We get into this mindset that if it's less than a 7.5, it's fucking shit, and it's not the case because if you think about the scale of 1 to 10, a 5 is average, but 5 is like failing if you think about it in like a grading scale. So that's why people have been conditioned for like 12 years straight from K through 12 that if it's not over 60%, then it's fucking failing. That's not the case in terms of music reviewing. Like a 6 on an album is great. That's above average. That's a great score, honestly. Not everything is a 6, man. I'm sorry. It's just the same with 4s. Not everything is a 4, but I digress. But thank you, Cameron, for bringing your first album to the pod, and I hope it's not the last one. I know we tend to kind of just go gung ho of new album. This is a new one. Let's do this one. Let's do this one. So
I was gonna say the reason it's tough is because you guys are so much more ravenous for the new stuff and because we share the same music taste. It's not. I mean, like David bringing Sailor's Guide to Earth to us. That was something I was never gonna hear otherwise because I wasn't into that genre. But we basically inhabit the exact same genres of music. So for me to bring something that you haven't heard is rare. But yeah,
not only
it'll
that,
happen again
but
as time goes on, I'm sure.
Nice.
We've been more quote unquote ravenous for new music lately, not only because new music is ramping up, but also we have a podcast and
True.
the newer stuff does tend to get more views or the capacity for more views. So we'll probably end up leaning towards more recent reviews than older, but
we have
we'll
the
also
opportunity.
right. But we'll also still incorporate miscellaneous albums like we've been doing for the entire time. So I've been rambling. Love you guys. Thank you guys for listening. And we'll talk to you guys next fucking time. Peace the fuck out, baby.